let's go to standout shout-outs and shout-downs. We're going to have to speed it up a little bit. Justin Allgaier, Christopher Bell, and Brad Keselowski this week. These are the three names that kind of stood out throughout the weekend. And I'll start it out. Justin Allgaier, I'm going to give him a shout-out. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you back at the top of the reins again over there at Junior Motorsports after last year getting you butt whipped by Connor Zilli. Kind of probably didn't taste too good, and just glad to see you get it back together and start to win races again. Christopher Bell, I still blame you, JGR, that calling a four-tire strategy. I really think Christopher Bell had the ability to win that race, so I'm going to give a standout to Christopher Bell for never giving up and driving back up to the second spot. And Brad Keselowski, just an all around shout out to Keselowski. I mean, he come into the season hurt. We didn't know if he was going to be able to finish the race at Coda. Not only has he done that, but he's kept himself in the top 10 in points. Really started the season strong. He's got, he's a man of many hats. He's the owner. He's a race car driver. He's up for a contract. Can you believe that? An owner that's up for a contract. There's a lot of things going on over at RFK. They're going to have to find a third charter somewhere if they're going to keep three full-time race teams, or at least you expect them to find a third charter, being that one is going to eventually go to Legacy Motor Club next year. So he's got his hands full, but, man, he's kicking it right along and keeping that team competitive, and I just wanted to give a specific shout-out to that. But Taz Taylor, shout-outs, standouts, shout-downs.
All right, so my comments, you pretty much took my comments away from me, Chris. But I'm going to do a reverse roll on you, and I'm going to do a shout-out to Allgaier and a standout to Christopher Bell, or the other way around, however you had it. I feel, yes, we could sit here and say, damn you, JGR, but Bell did what Bell drove the wheels out of that car to even come close to the end of that race. So, yes, I know Allgaier's win's going to overshadow Bell, but I think Bell's run at the end, I think Bell probably, as I said beginning of the show, he probably wanted like another 3 to 5 laps, and he would have really been tired wheel to wheel with Blaney. And I personally would have wanted to see that. So I give props to Bell on that one. So same comments for you, Chris. I'm just flopping Bell and Allgaier on that one.
CJ.
I guess I'm in a different boat than y'all with this whole Chris Bell and Ryan Blaney thing. And the thing is I like Chris Bell. I like Chris Bell more than I like Ryan Blaney. I think the end of the race all comes down to Ryan Blaney only taking 2 tires. I don't think, and don't get me wrong, Chris Bell had a great run going, but if Ryan Blaney goes with 4 tires, he never catches them. If there's more laps, Brian Blaney, I feel they would have went with 4 tires. I think this, as close as it got, was because of the decision of Ryan Blaney, and that's it. It didn't matter what JGR did. I think if they would have went 2 tires, I think Ryan Blaney still would have outran them because they would have been on the exact same play field. The only reason they got as close as they did is because the 2 tire, 4 tire, and that actually speaks more of Ryan Blaney, what he was able to do with 2 tires. But I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Bell because he did have a hell of a race to come up short. And I'm going to do a shout out for Allgaier for his performance, the O'Reilly, I keep wanting to say Xfinity Series, and a stand down for Brian Keselowski. I don't know who made the call for them in the tires, but essentially they went from being a front running team, went all the way to the back, fell back horribly. The whole team did, and had to work their way back up to finish mid pack. Don't know who made the decision, who that fell on, but that was not the right call. And I think that I think we need to reevaluate some of our decisions there and get those cars back up front. And let's see them get in victory lane and actually be a shout out or a standout.
All right. Well, and look, I mean, that's a different perspective from Keselowski. I do, look, as all y'all know, I'm a big Keselowski fan. I try to plug him anytime I can. I really enjoyed the Junior download where he was sitting with TJ Brad is so articulate. I wish I could talk as smooth and with words that he uses. He's a very smart individual. He's been around racing a long time. I respect it, and I honestly knew without a doubt that he was the key to getting Roush Fenway turned around before he got Roush Fenway turned around. So I knew that he was going to be a great asset there and was really going to bring a beautiful mind to the organization, hopefully get them back competitive. And that's where he's got them. And being in the situation that they're in, where they're not the prominent Ford team as much as we want to think that they are, Penske's definitely got an advantage over that. But what they do bring to the table is the Roush Fenway, Yates Motors, and so that name's still, still on those engines, and it's still prominent, still comes out of their engine shop. So they do have that working for them, but they're just not in Penske type caliber equipment. They're not Penske material, if you want to pull a Seinfeld reference there. But it's cool to see you go that route, and I do respect that. Of course, seeing Keselowski run up front all day long and then falling off at the end was kind of aggravating, but I think all in all, for what he's been able to accomplish, being the injury that he had, getting out of the race car and watching the guy walk, like I have hip problems and leg problems as well, and I said, man, I mean, Keselowski was walking down pit road from the in-car camera, and it looked like they caught it, and he was walking a lot like I do, and I was like,
looking for the ultimate way to represent your team? Welcome to the 110 Sports and Collectibles Company. We are a veteran-owned business that takes pride in bringing the best in officially licensed merchandise. From the NFL and MLB to the NBA and college sports, we've got your fan cave covered. Visit us at any of our 4 locations. Find us in Monroe, West Milton, Hocking Hills, and Lancaster, Ohio. Can't make it in? Shop our full collection online at the 110 Sports and Collectibles Company. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. There is only one nation, the 110 Nation.